The United Nations has expressed both regret and understanding at the decision by President Cyril Ramaphosa to skip this year's UN General Assembly. The presidency earlier confirmed that International Relations Minister Naledi Pandor will lead the South African delegation to the 74th session and related meetings and events in New York, including an urgent climate change summit convened by the Secretary General. Now, the country's delegation to the global organization has indicated that despite the president's withdrawal, the intensity of the delegation's visit will be maintained.
President Ramaphosa has decided to remain in South Africa to attend to domestic matters that include growing concerns around violence against women, instability that has included attacks against foreigners, and a struggling economy.
We've heard the news. We obviously regret that the president won't be here, but it's a decision that governments make all the time for whatever reasons, that they change the head of the delegation at the last minute. I think what is very important for us is that South Africa will be represented at a very high level, and the Secretary General looks very much forward to engaging with the South African Foreign Minister and the rest of the delegation during the General Assembly.
The country's UN envoy says that despite the president's absence, it's full steam ahead with planning for the delegation.
It is understandable, but this has not affected the intensity and the numerous engagements South Africa has been arranging for UNGA, summits, bilaterals, because we should keep the pace. And I think the minister and other ministers will be able to carry the responsibilities assigned by President Ramaphosa.
It was, of course, a very big year last year with the unveiling of the Mandela statue, the Mandela Summit, President Ramaphosa's first time as the head of state at UNGA. But also there was a big focus on the economic side. Remember, there was a partition between what goes on at the UN and the business and economic side of things. How is that division going to be handled in his absence?
Precisely. As you know, we have increasingly make sure that the president and the team from the economic cluster and our minister engages on economic diplomacy. That program will continue. We expect the Minister Patel perhaps to be arriving here. There's a numerous engagement already be lined up. So that part is going to go on. We understand the president, he has to focus on other key issues, including the issue of economy in South Africa. But I just came out of the planning meeting of our embassy. So we are really going ahead. We are just making some adjustments, but I think the program is still intense.
The full list of the South African delegation has yet to be released.
The absence of President Ramaphosa from the annual UN meeting is not unprecedented. Former President Jacob Zuma also stayed away from the 65th session in 2010 to deal with internal matters of the ruling party. Former President Thabo Mbeki also missed the 63rd session in 2008 after acceding to a demand from the ANC that he step down as head of state. It's also worth noting that this will be Minister Pandor's first visit to the UN General Assembly since assuming the role as the country's chief diplomat. Sherman Bryce, please, SABC News, New York.